Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us once again for your Discipline Therapy podcast with your two amazing hosts, Mr. E.L. Discipline, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. Also, we'd like to remind you guys, if you like the content, if you like the topics, go and hit that like button, share, comments. You can also follow us on all the listening platforms, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Deezer, um, and many, many more because I can't remember right now. Mr. Discipline,
Whatever
how
your
are you?
favorite, good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling a little on the tired side.
You look a little tired.
Thank you.
Whatever your favorite listening platform or podcast app is, I think that's what we're gonna start saying. Like when on my
Mhm.
audio show, I'm always like, when I reference the Discipline Therapy podcast, I'm like streaming on all major listening
Yeah,
platforms
that's
and
easier
YouTube.
than mentioning
Yeah,
it one by one.
definitely,
I agree.
definitely. You got the iTunes for the
That's the one I forgot.
Apple devices,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Apple products, and then you got Spotify or Google Podcasts for the the Android
That's right.
users
Mm-hmm.
and Google.
And of course, you could always see us on our, on our YouTube page, so
Yep.
you can go there and subscribe.
Yes, yes, yes. All right.
Can I have one?
Well done. You were late. You snooze, you lose.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
You see? It is Discipline Therapy Thursdays, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all know what that means because y'all fiends. So we're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy where everything is completely free. See, if you subscribe, there's no monthly fee. It's free. It's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or roll a blunt. But the main thing is make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and vulgar conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy podcast.
We're
Here.
here.
I always see it in the corner of my eye. I don't know why, but it
It's
just,
probably the movement.
yeah.
Anyway, so tonight's episode 68. If you don't see your boyfriend or girlfriend as potential marriage material, then why are you dating them? That is a very good question. And we have a returning guest caller. I'm excited. Mr. Guest caller. Damn it, I gave it away with the Mr. Guest caller.
We here. What's good?
Yeah, this is our guest caller. Would you like to state your name, or would you like us to introduce you? Or you could always remain anonymous. That's true too.
I mean, I'm gonna stay anonymous, but if you guys want to introduce me, I don't. I love your introductions. Especially Mr. Discipline. I love his intros, so I
He
don't
is
mind.
he's good at introducing
Introducing
the
people.
guest. That's right. But he wants to
So
remain
you want to
anonymous.
remain anonymous? Just remain anonymous then.
Oh, that's good. That means you could really get crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. It's Cradle on the line.
Okay.
I don't know who it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna let y'all know what's up. I don't hide.
I didn't want you to be anonymous, but we always give our guests a choice because you have a business, and as a black man, like I love to support black businesses and black people. So you being anonymous doesn't,
Doesn't
we
help.
we always want more attraction to our business and whatever endeavors,
Bring that shine to you.
especially as blacks. We only got us. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make it if we have each other. So when you make it, we make it. If I make it, you make it. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why we here, man. I'm not hiding. Cradle in the building. Cradle.
All right. So Cradle, you've been on the show already prior, but that was in studio. So we got a little bit different rules today for callers. And what
Ooh.
happens is, like I said, we like to make sure the callers are comfortable and to articulate in whatever capacity. So what you have now as a caller, what you didn't have as an in studio guest, is you can plead the fifth, so you can invoke your Fifth Amendment right. If there's like a question that's too off limits, it's a hard limit. Just say plead the fifth or next question, or you won't answer that. Okay.
That's good.
Got it.
All right. So, go ahead.
All right. So today's topic is, if you don't see your boyfriend or girlfriend as potential marriage material, then why are you dating them?
First and foremost, do you mind us asking what your marital status is?
I am single, y'all.
Okay.
So, for those who want to know, go ahead.
For those who also want to know, do you have a girlfriend at the moment?
I'm single, single, y'all.
Oh, single. So you
Oh,
see how there's
cause
two different kinds of singles.
yeah, cause we were gonna we have a season down the line of, are people really single? So you single, cause there's some people out there who are single and fucking, single and dating, single, um,
You're giving too much of
and
the
then
future
like 3 months later she got a belly and she's saying
episode.
I'm pregnant. So yeah,
Not
mm,
that single.
yeah, all right.
So you're single, single. All right. So have you ever um dated somebody, but without knowing that there was nothing more to it?
Um, Eventually, yeah. Because initially I was like, this can work out, and um, for me it was a something different for me. I was in an interracial relationship, which I never, anticipated happening,
Oh
but it
wow.
just happened. Because we were just vibing out, and I don't force anything, so whatever happens, happens, and it just happened to happen, and I thought I could make it work, and you know,
So
I was,
but
yeah, I was on Caucasian. Go ahead.
initially though, it didn't start out like that, you said, right? Like you
Yeah,
were hoping things would work out.
yeah. Like I go into, I'm very loyal, so like, and very selective. So in my head, I'm like, oh, like I didn't think this can work, but this really can. Like in my head at the time,
Mm,
and as time started to progress, it's only so much that someone that isn't black can understand what a black man goes through, and and it started to pick up as time went on. um
mm,
for me, so, and no fault on her, like it's not like she didn't try like to understand, and wasn't there like during like vulnerable moments, um through black, but it's just certain things that people just don't understand, like just being black on a everyday tip that people don't even think about, just the little things, like just walking the street, that
mm.
people that people have the privilege to do, like as a
Yeah,
black man, it's like, damn, like
It's scary.
sometimes, yeah, it's weird, it's crazy how you got to move different that no other race sometimes don't got to think about.
Mm,
yeah, and I talked about this in Black Culture in season 5,
mhm,
and I said that if you're Latina, if you're white, Asian, whatever, and you're dating a black man, you have a bigger responsibility because
mhm,
your own family, your own peers, your own race of peers that will look at you and try to shame you. So you got to have tougher skin than dating in your race. And you're
mm.
dating outside of your race,
It's
it's
harder.
more. So you pretty much said what I've kind of
Touched upon.
touched upon back in that episode. Yeah, it is hard, and what you're talking about is privilege, like race privilege. Like as a black man, it's always a danger as soon as you walk out your house,
Mhm,
with police, with other people that look like you, where you come from. You see what I'm saying? But other races don't have to have that fear because they have that privilege. So privilege is invisible to those who have it.
mm,
You see?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like with my situation, I kind of knew. Um, I say like the last year we were together, where I knew that that was gonna be, because you got to think about the big picture. Once I really started thinking, I'm like, dang, like, do I really want to have an interracial kid? And it was like, it's a lot of questions it's a lot of things you gotta think about. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And it's okay. Like I have family that do have, I have interracial niece, cousins, and but that's the decision they made, and eventually one day they're gonna have to break down, what's
mhm.
going on in the world, and saying I rather me personally, I don't want to. My preference is to do it with, do that process with a black woman. That's just my preference. You
S-
know what I'm saying?
So, what do you
Uh,
think the purpose of dating is?
uh, to me, the purpose of dating is dating with, um, I mean, well, with a purpose, in the in the end fact of wanting to, spend the rest of your life with, with that person. Um, I know people like, play games and stuff, and
You mean
be all
like
over the
like
place.
in play games in the relationship?
Um, I know people, can be, you know,
Have ulterior motives.
yeah,
Oh,
Let
okay,
me
things
ask
like
you. Let
that.
me ask you a really tough question.
Mhm.
Being that you're a musical artist,
Mm.
and I listen to a lot of your music, um, a lot of it is talking about a woman, and your kind of core audience is women, and you're a singer and a rapper, but more of a singer now. So that is more of a high commodity for women because women love that shit.
Mm.
Um, so you kind of cater to women. Now, would would that be a problem if you got in a relationship? Like, would you give that up for a relationship? Like, obviously, you're different people. On as your alter ego, Cradle, you're the artist. You have to cater to these women and be sexy and do whatever to get their interest. A lot of times musical artists, they kind of pretend they're single
Mm-hmm.
or
They have
they
to
are
hide it.
single because
Right.
it will sell more. When
Mm.
women know that you're single and you're a musical artist, they could always put themselves in their shoes like, "Oh, I want to be with him more." But it's like when you start showing your significant other and you forget about them because women are competitive and they get jealous.
Fickle.
So you see what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
you see what I mean? And that's
Right.
like it's always that fantasy they have. They have more fantasies than men. So there's a woman out there that idolizes you, and she has fantasies every single time you sing.
Oh,
You're touching her soul. You
that's
see what I
true.
mean?
No,
So
exactly. And with
so
all the fantasies, I might be touching something else, but go ahead.
Oh
yeah,
my lord.
that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, throbbing.
Oh,
So yeah. So
it's
like
happening.
to me, I'm just saying that you know if you got with a woman who didn't like that, what would you do? Would you just make the standard of yo, you gotta be secure. I'm gonna do this no matter what. This is my bread and butter.
Mm.
That's crazy because I have this conversation a lot with myself, and and my actual male, but and a lot of male and my female friends. So for me, it's like this is my livelihood. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So yes, it's on me as well because I got to take responsibility for that too. I can't be out here, doing Tristan Thompson type situations. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? Not to
lord.
Yeah.
name drop, but at the end of the day, I still got to create, some type of comfort, some type of security for who I'm with as well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So having that understanding, like, yo, this is business, and then letting the person know, like, this is what it actually is. You know what I'm saying? Now, if
Okay.
you if I'm showing you the commit, if I'm showing you what it really is, that this strictly is this business and shows, and afterwards, just like I'm not in the DMs, I'm
Hmm.
not, people not texting me, I'm not texting, women back,
Hmm.
or what I'm saying, or being like real, just being real sus, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying, and just entertaining it, the word I really want to say,
Yeah. The
of
more
this situation. That's what it comes down to. If me as an artist, if I'm entertaining, the
Other
situation,
women.
yeah, other women. That's what it comes down to for
what
me. So if
what
you're not doing that, and you still got issues, then we got issues
Right.
well
because now you messing up the bread situation. And at the end of the day, this is supposed to be for us, and
mhm.
Right. Right. What were you gonna
term
say?
is, you know what I'm saying. So
Okay, so I have a question, but my statement is gonna coincide with this question. As we travel more, we're gonna connect with different people. That's just a fact. So it's like you might have been living in a one city box your whole entire life, so you are limited to only connect. But as moments you start traveling and doing shows in Atlanta, you start doing shows in
Chicago.
LA, wherever you are, because you do reside in New York, you're gonna connect with different people because that's how it is.
Hmm.
right,
Like people procreate based off human connection. That's just how it is. It's just
Hmm.
instantly how it is. So you're gonna connect with one or two women outside of where you reside. Can you still call it a relationship or dating without the sexual component? Let's say a
mm,
long distance relationship. Would you ever do that?
I am open. I ain't gonna front y'all. I went on myself a care tour in the summer where I touched down in Houston, Dallas, and Indiana, and I ain't gonna front, man. I was amazed a couple of times on tour, like what I mean. Like I think I fell in love like maybe like one time in Dallas. I was like, oh crap, like damn, like this vibe ain't in I don't have this type of vibe back in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely possible. Like I would definitely I mean celebrities to me they do it all the time.
Long
You know?
distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
You
can
know,
you
so
still call it a relationship without the sexual component?
yeah, why not?
Okay. What about, would you want to be in a relationship without physical intimacy? Do you think most people do that? Do you think most people would do that?
What until marriage or like what we or just
In
forever?
general.
With
um
with a woman, obviously,
right.
Yeah, because you're heterosexual.
right?
Hey, no
No, no,
judgment.
no.
But
But since we're
I
talking to
know you're
you, right?
heterosexual. So yeah.
Word. Then without sex, I mean, like I can do a period of it. You know what I'm saying? Where I feel like you can really tune in to who that person is, and I'm at the age now. Like if you would have asked me this like 5 years ago, I'd be like, hell no. But it's just like now at this stage, it's like um, I'll just be around so much. Uh, I mean, I stay away from like fake situations, and people just move funny sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Mm.
Especially when you pain and
So,
you really
so
gotta investigate who's who, and saying that, and the people who's around for the right reasons.
okay, especially in your line of business, so you would be in a relationship with limited intimacy, but you'd want some sort of intimacy there, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
at the beginning stages, let's
Right.
get that
Right.
correct on
Uh,
that.
have you ever self-sabotaged the relationship? Like, let's say you got everything you wanted, that was the woman you wanted. Have you ever self-sabotaged the relationship
Because it was going
because
too
it was
well.
too going too well?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question.
Um, dang.
See,
He said, "Dang."
before you answer, Cradle, I know I
Yeah.
have tough questions. Like the last show that we did, I had tough questions for you. Um, the reason I ask you this is because feminists always try to attack me, whether it's in the DM or whatever, and they always say that I'm hard on the women because women are notorious for self-sabotaging.
Mhm.
They're notorious. So that's why I'm asking a male perspective.
The crazy part. I'm not gonna lie. Like my last relationship, I was that. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
Oh, okay.
And um, and this is why I can't wait for for my project to come out, because like I pretty much air myself out. Like
mm,
Mm.
me as a man, like I feel like us as humans, but forget gender. Like us as humans, we got to acknowledge when we're wrong,
take
and
Mhm.
accountability. Yeah.
Exactly.
be like, you know what, that wasn't right. That wasn't me. I was toxic. I was
Mm,
not the person. I was not a character. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much things that I speak on, that I'm in a cave working on right now. My album, just saying like, dang, like I didn't like who I was, but I like who I'm becoming now, because I can acknowledge the issues that I've gone through,
Mm.
and and I can acknowledge like, dang, like looking back, damn, I was toxic. Yeah, that was my
Mhm.
fault.
Well, that's
You know what I'm
good.
saying?
You have self growth. Do you think women should propose to men, and why? For your whatever answer you give.
Oh man. I don't mean to sound like, I guess, like
no, 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 no,
traditional.
no. Who gives a fuck what people think?
That's
Just
what I'm saying. Like
like
I don't want
sound
people to think
however you want to sound. No
that.
judgment here.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Maybe the
It's
viewers.
not traditional, but it's like I feel like it is for a reason. Though I do feel like men should be the one to, um, propose.
Why?
Um, and I say that because it's like, with I know women, you got that biological clock, so I think a lot, some of the times, people can propose because of that too.
Mm,
But
That makes
on the
sense.
side, but for men, if we're just talking about, just like whenever we're ready, because I feel like a lot of times, at least in my situation, I can only speak for me. Um, Women, they always, whatever relationship I was in, they always wanted it way before, like before I did, before I was ready.
What do you mean, relationship wise?
Yeah, like what, like every like relationship I was in, the woman was always ready before I was.
Got you.
You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
let me ask you this: in
Mhm.
this day and age, for modern couples now, do you think marriage or life companionship is what they're looking for?
Mm. Um. Oh man, that is tough. Because my experience is different from everyone
Okay,
else's.
so let's make it
Yeah,
subjective. So
yeah.
what do you think?
I think life, companionship. You know what I'm saying? I come from a parents that, parents that have been married 32 years. My grandparents been together 52 years. So, I value marriage a lot differently than a lot of people, because some people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Some people
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it looks like.
Yep.
You
Yes. Yes.
know, and they have no idea what it looks like, but I know. So for me, it's like I see that I got to make sure that everything is hitting for me. Like
Very.
everything
Yeah.
is supposed to be what it's supposed to be, and I'm not supposed to second guess. Like anytime I hesitate on anything, I don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
It's
have
like a red flag.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know, and
Good
people ask me how you
answers.
single, like, because I know a lot of great women, but it's like,
There's something off.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I tend, like, I know so many nines, but I don't know what it is that doesn't get some of them over the hump. But with
Mm,
that hesitation, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just back up, because I can't have one foot in, one foot out type situation. Because
right.
I learned again from me being toxic a few years ago. So
So I have one last question for you. It's a hard one. Okay.
okay.
What gender do you believe is more single in this day and age, in this modern era, men or women, and why?
Oh man, who is more single? Oh, that is that is a tough question. Um, this is gonna sound unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
I would say women
And
or
why do
with
you think
kids.
that is?
I've seen a lot of single women with kids. It's disheartening. Um,
That's true.
and it's because I have a lot of female friends, and I have friends that are female friends that are mothers that are single, and I do hear the fuckboy stories, all this nigga ain't shit, and I hear it all. You know what I'm saying? So, us men we do gotta do better out there.
Okay.
When it comes to that, we just, and I get it. I don't like to blame. You know what I'm saying? But you do gotta really. I feel like people just move too damn fast nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like in way more. And I don't mean don't
Like
even shade.
without getting knowing to know the other person
Talk
better.
that
Yeah.
talk.
Oh my, I'm just being real, y'all, and I'm just being real. I see more baby showers than marriages. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
To me, my personal opinion, that should be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? But um, that's just what I see, and people think they're ready, and it's like, or people stay in the relationships because of a child, and that's
Mm-hmm.
that's no good either.
Mm. Yeah, man.
And yeah, we just gotta get our priorities. You know what I'm saying? Back. And my thing is, I'm not trying to have no kid unless I got a ring on my finger, and that I secure the ring on that woman's finger, and that we know we in this for a lifetime.
Mm.
Oh man, ladies, this guy is single, no kids.
That's a
Yo,
rarity.
thank you for
That's a
being.
gem.
Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
being. And he's black. Thank you for being on the show, man. And he's young. He's under 30.
And
Um,
he can sing, ladies.
yes.
He can sing.
Thank you for being on the show, Cradle. Do you have any final thoughts? Do you want to shout people out? Shout out your page, shout out your projects, your next projects, whatever you
Where
want
they
to
can
shout out.
see you. Yep.
Clothing line, whatever.
Call thing. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on. I definitely appreciate that. Whatever I need help, I'm always here for it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everyone, you can follow me on my Instagram at I am Cradle, and that spells CREDLE 3, because I got hacked at 20,000. God damn it! But it's all right. We gonna build it back up. But in my latest single, "The Chase," which speaks on manifestation of love. Speaking into existence of what I want. What my parents got, what my grandparents got, and I
Mm-hmm.
just want to manifest that. Saying if you want to manifest with me, definitely check out The Chase. Right now, it's over 750,000 streams. The music
Mm,
video
Yeah.
over.
that's what's up.
Good
Thank
for
you.
you.
For me, and shout out to y'all the ones that started the push with it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Appreciate
um,
that.
yeah, definitely tap in with me.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. All right.
All
Thanks for
right,
being on. Have a good one.
you too.
Bye.
We're gonna run through the bullets and then give our perspectives and then our final thoughts. All
All
right.
right. So, first bullet. I believe there are people that stay with others just because they don't like to be alone. So they pass the time with one person until they find the one they really want. Do you agree with that?
There are people. Yes,
Me
absolutely.
too.
There's all different types of people.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't believe that, it would just be my opinion. It wouldn't be a fact.
Mm,
But this is a fact. There are people,
that do
that are
that.
passing the time.
Yep. I know a couple of chicks that do that.
Yeah, because it really depends on like,
And guys too.
yeah, because at the end of the day, like you might have somebody who is desperate for relationship or wants to, somebody that's affectionate. They
Mm-hmm.
just they're not promiscuous. They're not a serial dater. They got to be with somebody, but it might not be their first option. It
Mm-hmm.
might not be their first choice. You see what I'm saying? So they kind of just settle, and then in the meantime, it's like, yeah, well, when I'm ready to get married, this is the type of guy I want,
Mm-hmm.
or when I'm ready to get married, this is the type of girl I want. You see what I'm saying?
Now, what do you think the purpose of dating is? Do you agree with Cradle?
Um, he said like, marriage, life
Mm-hmm.
partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes and no. Well,
Mr. Discipline.
first of all, what do you think? And then I'm gonna go in.
I think the purpose of dating is to get to know that person and see if you're compatible.
Okay, okay, keep going,
Oh,
because I'm gonna
you're like,
go in on this.
okay. That's what I think the purpose of dating is. And in that time that you spend with that person, you'll get to know whether, yeah, I want to keep on. We have things in common, or no, this is not a good match. Let me pull away. It's not what I thought it was. That's what I think the purpose of dating is.
Okay, so when you ask me what's the purpose of dating, it's not subjective here. That's why when you looked at me, you're like, Mr. Discipline, like it's not subjective. You're speaking in general, so I can speak for other people.
No, no, no.
Now,
I
if you
mean the
wanted to be
yes and
personally for
no.
me, oh, okay. The yes and no
Jeez.
is because I'm speaking for other people.
Got you.
Subjectively, the purpose of dating for me is marriage, submissive, life partnership.
Mm,
Kids, I don't still have kids. I don't have kids
right?
yet. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to be dating women and giving them my all for just to pass the time.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? So that's
mm-hmm.
my subjective purpose of dating.
Okay.
Now, what's the purpose of dating? Now I'm speaking for everybody. The purpose of dating, because there's all different types of people that
Yeah.
think differently. So the purpose of dating is connection for the main goal, sex. That's the purpose of dating.
Okay.
A woman, now a man is going to look at a woman being a visual creature and is going to say, man, I want to have sex with her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not easy like that. Even if I have money, it's not easy like that, because if she's not a whore, if she's not a
Mm-hmm.
prostitute, a sex worker,
If she's on the same level mentally as you.
or a sex worker,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm not a trick, I'm not a sugar daddy, I don't want shit to be transactional, I really want to build a connection, I gotta go through the process. So
Mm-hmm.
I gotta take her out. Yeah, I want to have sex with her, but I gotta take her out to get to this level.
Right. But
You
in
see what I'm
that
saying?
taking her
Now a
out,
woman
you learn
will
about
now
her.
a woman will say, now a woman will say, "Oh, I want to have sex with that guy." But I'm not on the same they're thinking the same way. They're not articulating this to each other, but they're thinking the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a hoe. I'm not promiscuous. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a sugar baby. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But before I want the dick, I want to know about him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if he's a serial killer. I want to know if he's a rapist. I want to know if he has kids.
I
I
mean,
want to
these are
know
important
if,
questions.
you see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
the woman wants, both parties want sex, but they want the connection first. They want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Most men nowadays do what they want to do. But most tricks, most men who are just promiscuous, but they're flipping the narrative and saying that I'm exercising my options, or they're flipping the narrative and saying, they're blaming on I'm being a man. You see
Mm.
what I'm saying? But the thing is, you're promiscuous. You're not even poly.
I
You're
was just about to
promiscuous.
ask you that.
You see what I'm saying? They might use the term of saying I'm
But it's just
polyamorous.
because they want to have sex.
Yes.
Got you.
You see?
They don't
So
want a connection with anybody. They just want to have
yes,
sex.
poly. We
Poly
talked about
is.
this in episode 52.
Mm-hmm.
It's about connection. It's
Mm-hmm.
about building an emotional
Yep.
attachment with the people you're involved with, whether it's 3, 4 women. It's
Mm-hmm.
not I'm going to the club every weekend banging a new chick.
Right.
It's the
And that's
same
what
thing with,
those men
with
want.
women that are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a handful of them that are doing, but it's the same thing.
Yep.
Women are more inclined to building their emotions than men.
Oh yes.
So a woman
Definitely.
that is not doing that and she's flipping the narrative to fit hers, making it promiscuous, no, you just a whore. So it's the same thing with a guy. A guy is doing this, he's promiscuous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But men just conquer. So that's why they think it's like a natural thing. But to me, it's like the goal is sex. But I'm not a promiscuous person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a guy that likes fuck buddies and one night stands. So I want to get to this process before that.
Mm.
That's the purpose of dating for men and women.
Okay.
They may not articulate this, but the way I broke it down, I guarantee you, people are there taking notes. They're taking notes, or they're like looking at the screen. Yeah, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
But
Because I'm
you,
hitting all talk.
yeah, and you make people see things in a different way also. So
Yeah.
now, can you call it a relationship or dating without the sexual component?
For speaking for people out there, no. For me, yes. What about you? I'm gonna elaborate why I say yes.
I think yes, you can. But I also feel like it depends. It depends on the person's stage in life.
Okay. So the reason I say yes is because the life I live, which is
Yeah.
the last, sex is the last thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you are, okay, because I think cheating is like 30 different things, people think it's one or two.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a relationship, if I have a submissive, I'm making it a standard that no male friends, no flirting with males, no following other doms, no following guys with like shirtless pictures. And that's just posted it, unless he's a fitness guy that's teaching.
Okay.
So I'm making it a standard because women can cheat visually, women can cheat emotionally, and all of this stuff. Same
Right.
thing with a man.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get in a relationship, it's like if a woman is if a man and woman is together and they're flirting with each other, they're sending private parts
To each
to
other.
each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're maybe going on dates, but there might not be physicality involved. It might be a long distance relationship. That's a relationship.
Yes, I agree.
Because if you're a woman that's doing that and you're single and that guy's not he's not a potential nothing, you're a whore.
Because why are you sending them pictures for?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, to me, it's like, that's a relationship
Mm-hmm.
because of the things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say you're not doing those things. Yes, it's a platonic friendship. If you're not flirting, if you're not sending those things, flirty memes and stuff, if your guy's not talking about sex, having sex talk on the phone or whatever it is, or, dating, yeah, it's a platonic friendship. But if you're doing those things, it's a relationship. Most people get confused thinking if I'm fucking.
Right. They mean that they think that's the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's subjective, what I think. But most people think it's not.
I agree. Now, would you want to be in a relationship? Well,
I
it's kind
am.
of hard. Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of hard to ask you these questions.
Would you want to be in a relationship without physical intimacy? Yeah, I am. Because I
Yeah.
have subs that I don't touch.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I would want to be.
Okay. Do you think most people would
Want to be? No.
Yeah. Okay. Is it safe to say the purpose of dating is to get laid, have sex for both men and women?
Well, I feel like we answered this in the
Yeah.
beginning one.
Okay.
I think a lot of people don't think years ahead. Most people live and think in the moment, the here and now. For example, a man can look at a woman with her whole body done surgically as sex right now, not thinking that she has to maintain that look years from now. It won't look the same because the age catches up. A woman looks at how tall, what car he drives, how handsome he is, the tattoos, how she would look next to him in public for others to see, versus a man's personality, soul, vibrations, energy, and how he would be years from now.
Yeah, that's because a lot of women are insecure. A lot of women
Yeah, they
have
don't know.
fake
They don't know self.
a lot of
Their own
a
self.
lot of women have fake confidence. So, and I can read more in depth when a woman is telling me I love attention. I can read more in depth when I go on a woman's page and she's posting half naked pictures, but she's claiming she's not a hoe. That lets me know, okay, you might think you're not a hoe, but in my ideology, you are,
Mm.
because you're not getting paid for that
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. So you're a hoe. You know what I'm saying? If you are getting paid for it, you're a stripper. You're promoting, hey, come to the gentleman's club. You're
Mm.
twerking and taking your clothes off. Okay, that's acceptable. You're a stripper. You do that for work. You're a sex
Right,
worker.
it's your job.
But if that's not your job and you're getting paid for, you're a hoe. And you can flip the narrative however you want. You're a hoe. If the woman is doing that, I say that what she is. And number two, I'm looking more in depth. She's seeking validation and
Mm.
she's seeking attention.
Mm-hmm.
And she's probably insecure. And the
Most
the
likely.
kicker is she lacks personality and character.
Mm.
Because women that have personality and character, they wouldn't do that because they're gonna be like, I'm gonna show my mind more. I'm an
Mm.
intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not this might not be something where I need validation or using this as a dating app to
Mm.
catch a man
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Men also, but most women do this. That's why I'm holding them accountable, because I see most women do that.
Taking the cleavage picture type. Yeah.
Yes, and
I mean,
booty.
guys nowadays are doing real close stuff to that too. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, they're betas. They're betas if they're doing that. You see what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
women are notorious for doing that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely they're bored. They nobody told them that they look pretty today. Something like
Yes,
that.
yes. So
Mhm.
women are more insecure. That's why they think of these superficialities of
Mhm.
these things that you mentioned. How am I gonna look next to him in public? They're worried about what other people think, because
Mhm.
that's the insecurity. That's the lack of confidence. Do you think people know already, like, nah, I'm not going to stay with this person when I get to the next life? Like actors, athletes, or entertainers.
I think they do know. I definitely think
This goes
entertainers and athletes know if they're gonna keep this woman by their side when they make it. I
so
think
this
so.
so this goes back to the passing the time, like
Mhm.
you mentioned. Okay. Now I have a tough question. I've seen athletes, I've seen actors, actresses or whatever. This They showed old pictures. This is my high school sweetheart. Do they marry them because they feel guilty? Do they marry them because they feel like they owe them something?
Hmm.
You see, me, right? Me, I'm this way. This is how a man thinks. An alpha man thinks, I'm gonna put the ring on it because she's different from everybody else. I'm gonna put the ring on it because she ride or die for me. Perfect example. The fictional character I created.
Sophia.
Why did Don marry Sophia?
Mhm.
Cops. They were kids,
That's it.
right?
Mhm.
Well, I've said it in prior
I
shows,
know.
but they were kids. She
Mhm.
railed for him. Trust and loyalty. Those were the two things. It wasn't love.
That's true.
Most alpha men think like this. She gonna ride or die. She gonna do this. Da, 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 da. Now I'm gonna show my love by providing and protecting and being there constantly and keeping her around. Even if I got others, I'll keep her around. Make her the main. Alpha males may think like this. Me, I'm different. Longevity doesn't matter
How long they've been there.
if the chemistry is not there.
Mm.
The history doesn't matter.
Interesting. A
Now,
lot of
I
people
don't
think
care.
that
I
way
don't
though.
care if she's been there for 2 years. She
Mhm.
got to constantly stay consistent. She does something immorally wrong, she could be dismissed.
Mhm.
There's certain things that she could do that she could get punished for, but she does something immorally wrong, she's going to get dismissed. Let's say she was flirting with a guy. That's grounds for dismissal. It's
Mm.
not punishment,
Mhm.
because that's immorally wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That goes
Mhm.
against what we stand for and what we're building.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But most men, they won't care because, like I said, we're talking about these athletes, entertainers or whatever. They look at it like, oh, high school sweetheart. She was there when I was in jail, when I was
Mhm.
this, when I was
Mhm.
that. She rode or die. Maybe she loaned me money when I
When
couldn't.
you needed
I'm
it,
just
right?
throwing hypotheticals, right? I owe her. I'm gonna put the ring on it. You see?
That could
Do
be.
you think? Do you think that's a thing?
I do think that's the thing, but I also think that's a thing with regular, like with regular guys too.
Mm.
You know what I mean? that may not have, money like the entertainers or the athletes, but they're trying to start their own business type thing. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, well, she's been there with me from the ground, from me building it. I might as well. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Do you think that's why other people,
Like with low self-esteem?
settle?
Yes. Well, they have low self-esteem. They don't think that they're good enough for anything else. That's what I think.
This one I like, so I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Can a woman be an independent in her day-to-day alpha, but submissive or a trophy wife to her husband, or submissive to her man as well?
I think yes. And I say yes because I feel like a woman who has knowledge of self, who knows herself, will do that in her regular day-to-day life. If that's her role, is to be that boss and tell people what to do, that's what she's doing then. And if she knows, from 9 to 5, let's say that's what she has to do. If she knows herself and she knows, her mate, her man, her husband, whatever, whoever she's with, um where her position is there, then it's not a hard thing to do, to submit to the man
So
that
so
she's
you're
with.
speaking just submission. What about trophy wife?
Trophy wife? Can you give me the definition of that?
There's different definitions, but my subjective definition is trophy wife is like a traditional wife.
Just like arm
She-
candy?
No.
Oh, then I
Trophy
don't know.
wife is like a traditional wife, personally, for me. People have their own definitions, and maybe you also, but it's subjective.
Okay.
So trophy wife means traditional. It means that she stays at home, she's traditional, takes care of the kids, cleans, ride
Yeah,
or die for
I
him.
think so.
You think she could do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Me personally, I think a woman can do this based off what the man wants her to be. But I don't believe a lot of women are this or want to be this. Why do I say this? It's easy. Because women, because this is why. Women look at, oh man, we're getting down to it.
Your final thoughts?
No.
The next
Okay,
question?
okay. So here's the thing. Because of, I'm not gonna give that away. We're
Okay.
gonna get into it.
Okay.
Because this is a struggle for a lot of women. I believe it can be done because I'm confident in who I am. I know that I'm the leader. No matter what's going on in the world, I'm changing her. She's transitioning. If she wants to be with me, that's the standard, or leave. Because
Right.
somebody
That's
else.
what you help bring that out.
Yeah. So most women will struggle with this because social constructs, social media, conditioning, music, television, musical artists, females who saying, be a boss bitch, do it on your own. So now women are like, oh, I could be a boss bitch, do it on my own. Fuck being submissive. I'll be an alpha in my day-to-day. There's 90% of women out there who are confused. They think they're alpha.
Well, that's why
I've had conversations with women. They're like, I'm an alpha. And I'm like, okay. And then I break it down to them. No, you're really just an alpha in your day-to-day. You're not an alpha because you're clearly submissive to me. You see what I'm saying? So you're not alpha. When you say you're alpha, you would be cutting me off. You would be combative with me. You would be, it would be a struggle for you to be submissive to me. If I'm saying I'm going to call you around this time, you're going to be like, no, that doesn't work for me. You know, like you see what I'm saying? Like the alpha is in the entirety. It's the leader. I'm not a follower. But women follow me. Women are submissive to me. So at the end of the day, you're not an alpha. You're an alpha submissive. Alpha in your day-to-day.
Right.
Relationship submissive. So at the end of the day,
so they can't be like that.
because of the man.
Well,
most men are betas in this world. So the reality is women are going to struggle with this.
I agree with you, but my initial answer was they have to have self-knowledge.
Yeah, you might be speaking subjectively. You might be speaking subjectively. I'm speaking for most women who are influenced,
right,
who are influenced based off social constructs, social media conditioning, other women who may be feminists in their group of friends, family,
because they don't know themselves yet. That's what I'm saying.
Job,
right, it's everything around them that is feeding that.
Yes, because most women don't know themselves.
Exactly.
Most women are followers. They have a sheep mindset, not a wolf mindset. That's why all these things influence them. So when they look at the trophy wife, they're going to be like, yo, I can't do both. I'm alpha, alpha. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said,
And the men don't make it better. The men don't
no.
make it better because there's a handful of alpha dominant men in this world,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the men don't make it better by being beta. So now they definitely know that they can't do that.
Mm.
So that's why they don't. Do I believe that women can? Of course, because of the man. So
I definitely think
I'm
that the
confident.
man has a lot to do with shaping that or helping it bring it out in her, definitely. But it's imagine how much easier once when that man knows or meets a woman who has that self
Mhm.
knowledge and is easily like, okay, that it makes sense. I will fall. That
Yeah.
that role makes sense to me, no matter
Now
what anybody else
now
says.
this bullet, I already know your answer because of shows prior. You've already said this. We even had a 100% faithful or
Which
pays
bullet?
all
Which
the
bullet?
bills.
Right?
It says, "What if a man who makes all the money doesn't want you to work? What would you do? Would you say yes to that, or would you say no and want to work and make your own?"
Um, if a woman couldn't work because her
Y-
man didn't want her to,
Yeah, you've already said yes in the 100% faithful episode or pays all the bills.
would I want to work
You said you wouldn't. You would choose
to stay home?
you would choose the 100% pay the bills. 100 we had an episode 100% faithful or he pays all the bills. I forgot what number. It was what, season 5,
Okay.
I think.
And I said
No,
he could pay all the bills.
season 4.
Oh yeah, if
Yeah.
he wants to pay all the bills, I would try to make a pitch for. Can I start my own business? That way, I'm still working.
Okay. So then you can't have both though. You see?
If
Would you not do it and want to make your own?
would I would stay home.
Okay. Most women no,
They would not stay home.
they would not stay home.
They'd want to go out and work. Fools.
I'm going to tell you two reasons
Just
why.
kidding.
I'm going to tell you two reasons why. Most women, every woman has gone through heartbreaks.
Yeah.
And because they're so emotional, they will always keep that with them, moving on to the next. Women now are, well, a lot of them don't plan for the future, but women now think they want their own security because
Mm-hmm.
of, yo, I'm single now. The last and last and last didn't work out. So now I gotta have something on my own because what if I do say yes to this man and it ends? I don't have my own.
That's true.
You see, I believe women should have their own
I believe that too.
because you really don't know where you're gonna stand. Most men that make all the money, they're narcissists, they're egomaniacs. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? So because they make all the money, they brainwash themselves to think they have all the power. They
Mm.
bring the most to the table, and they could just be providing money, nothing else.
Yeah, I think, but
So
that
so
goes down
because
to
of
the person, how well you know that person.
so because of that, there might be financial domination involved. You see what I'm saying? So a
Yeah.
woman should have her own. I've said this in prior shows. Be careful who you're submitting to. A lot
Yes,
of
a
women
hundred
submit to the
percent.
wrong man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very rare you're gonna find a man that's gonna be like, I'm gonna pay all the bills, do all this and do all that, and take care of you and stuff like that. And then if shit goes wrong, he's packing your bags.
I mean, I don't.
Now, if
It's hard to find men, period, that would want to just pay all the bills like that.
if a man is doing that, there is gonna come with conditions. As long as she's keeping her end of the bargain, and the deal, that won't happen.
That's what, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Be
if
loyal, be faithful,
right,
take care of the kids, cook, clean, and stuff like that. Unless there's certain things that happen. Oh, she's on her period. He helps out. You see what I'm saying? But that's her job to do. I'm gonna be out there putting my life on the line, getting money to provide for us, the family, to bring food on the table. What are you doing?
mm,
You see? So there's the deal.
I mean, if he's telling her to stay home, he should know what she's doing, right? She's cooking and
Yeah,
cleaning
he
and
should
making
also. Yeah,
making
yeah,
known that the
yeah.
kids are taken care of.
Yeah, he should also do that. But that's a traditional life.
Right,
Traditional is non-existent to modern men and women.
right. I
You
think that's
see,
why
that's why it's a struggle.
I think that's why I said, well, yeah, sure, because I don't, when I think about it like that, I don't see it. Oh, oh my God, what if he leaves? In my eyes, if I'm in that relationship and he's telling me stay home, I'm gonna pay the bills. All you gotta do is take care of the house. I don't. For one, I don't think men just up and do that anyway nowadays. You know what I mean? And for two, if he's gonna do that, then he's investing in me as well.
Most people in this generation have never experienced a traditional relationship, let
That's
alone
true.
marriage. And just like Cradle said, they never saw marriage growing up. Most of them are growing up in single parent households. So this is foreign to them. This is a fear for a lot of women. They're single now. It didn't work out. I gotta get my own because it's a fear. It's I gotta make my own because if shit don't work out, I don't have shit. Now, here's me. This is me. If I've had longevity with the person, now it's a rarity men will do this. But if I had longevity with her and she did for me, I never forget what you do for me. That's how my mentality is. Loyalty is a standard. I demand it because I provide it. It's non-negotiable. That's the standard. So because I know what she's done for me in the past and all that, I'm providing. Now, let's say she does something to ruin the relationship. There's something immorally wrong. Let's say she talking to another guy or something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give her bread, but I'm kicking her out. You see? And that's because of the loyalty that I had and what she did in the past. It's like when you leave a job that you've been there for a long time.
Right.
They give you some type of severance. It's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, yeah, a lot of men won't do that. But if I was in a situation like that, and trust me, baby, no woman is cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? It may not be physically, no way. She may have talked to a guy or whatever, and it was subconscious. But I'm a savage. I'm strict. Let's say she did that, and I found that out. But I didn't cheat. I didn't open my legs. But you talked to him. So to me, it's like, no, now you out. But before I put her out, I'm giving her something. You see? Because you're either gonna go back to your parents or you're gonna be homeless. Like that's not gonna sit right with me. So I'm gonna give her something. You know what I'm saying? So get your shit together. Here's some bread. But you're not gonna be here anymore. You see, most men won't do that. Women are afraid of that. That's why they won't. That's why if a man is saying, I'm willing to do all this and take care of you, they're gonna be like, I gotta work. Baby, you lying. Work is not your identity. You're just afraid that this might be the outcome. You're afraid that what if it doesn't work out? There's always a what if in a woman's mind.
Of course.
Let me not say women. Let me say most women. And let me say modern. Most modern women. Not all of them.
I also think though that, like you said before, they were in a relationship before, now they're single because it didn't work out. Like you have to really know who you're putting that time with. Like if you're putting your time with somebody and they're willing to kick you out, you didn't see those red flags before?
Well, that's important.
That's very important.
Because what you're talking about now is the vetting process. And a lot of men and women are not vetting each other long enough.
No.
Especially women. You think women are sitting back studying men that they want to approach on the DM? You think women are studying
They
men?
should.
You think women are studying men long enough that are taking them out on dates and they're having conversations with? People are not having long conversations on the phone anymore.
No, that's
but if
big
they
time
are, you
already.
think they're studying them?
No, and
No, they're not.
it's like Cradle said, everything is so fast paced here. No, wait, was it? No, it was your show with Andrea.
Yes, and Andrea.
I'm getting confused with that.
And
'cause I heard it.
Andrea said, the audio show. Andrea said, research shows 90% of relationships are formed through social media.
Yeah.
So you're already falling in love, and this is her words,
Right.
verbatim. You're already falling in love with what you're seeing.
Yep.
And you're building your love language off of that.
Yep. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Do you think, okay, let's make this subjective. And then we'll say, do you think about other people? Have you, as a woman, ever self-sabotaged a relationship?
Of course.
Okay, now let's talk about people, men and women.
Yes.
Self-sabotage the relationship with everything healthy, everything going well, everything they want in the relationship. Yes, they have.
Yep.
Men and women.
Men and
but
women.
women are more notorious for this.
You know,
and I'm gonna give you an example. Go ahead.
I think people who are overly emotional, because there are some men that can be overly emotional, and there are some women that can be cold-hearted.
That's fair. I'm gonna give you an example. Because women are more emotional, because women are hormonal, it makes them become more emotional.
Mhm.
They are inclined to complaining more in the relationship than men. Watch how she sabotage. She got everything she wants. The author, I'm painting the picture. She got everything she wants in a relationship with a guy. One day she calls him, and it could be a plethora of reasons why she's acting like this. Maybe they didn't have sex. She could be sexually frustrated. So now she's channeling that and creating an argument. You're not putting enough effort in. Meanwhile, they both work hard.
Mm-hmm.
They both do this. His effort is not the same as your effort. You see,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not learning his love language.
Exactly.
You don't love me. What do you mean I don't love you? Well, you don't text me every 2 minutes. You're not giving me attention. In a relationship, you got to have communication and you got to give each person attention. Now she starts building her own narrative what a relationship is,
Mhm.
not what their
Relationship
relationship
is. Yep.
is.
And I think that's because
So
a lot of times they
so
bring in their experience from their past relationship
yeah.
and what they didn't have into this one.
So now she's building a fictitious argument,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Not even a debate, an argument in the relationship, and that's her self-sabotaging
Yep.
it. Meanwhile, she got everything she wants with that guy, whether it's success, looks, achievements, the way he's having sex with you, loving
Mhm.
you, giving you affection, what he can provide. Now she's like, woman psyche, time to start an argument.
Well, some women actually know like things are going too good, something bad's
Yeah.
going to happen. And they rather cause it than have something unknown bad
Yeah.
happen.
Here's a situation with a
Yeah.
man. Now, I've never heard this, but you know me, the author. I could
Mhm.
always just hypothetical.
I'll tell you if I heard it. Go.
Okay. A man sits down at the head of the table, comes home. She brings him his plate.
Okay.
She's like, "Oh, I got everything ready for you," or whatever. And he's like, "Yo, I didn't even want this to be like this. Why are you always doing this? This is
Or
not right.
like serving him his plate.
Yeah, this is weird to me."
Mm.
So it's like she's showing him that she's being of service,
Mhm.
compliant, and cooperative, being submissive. Meanwhile, it's foreign to him.
Mm.
And it's like, this bitch is just too perfect. So now I gotta fucking figure something else that's wrong with her because there's no perfect women in this world, or there's no good girls in this world, or whatever. So he's thinking, I'm gonna do this, or he might complain about the relationship. Why are you not doing this? Why are you doing it instead of setting the law? Because a beta
That's true
male,
too.
a sensitive guy, an emotional guy, he's gonna complain about what you're not doing
Mhm.
versus the alpha dominant that's gonna say, listen, from now on, this is how I like things to be.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this the first time and the last time. You got it? Make sure you have an elephant memory.
Right.
There's how I like to have my mashed potatoes, my peas, and my do this. This is my favorite meal when I'm coming home. You see what I'm saying? He's putting the standard.
Yeah.
So now when it's not done, he holds her accountable.
Mhm.
Just like a boss of a job.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know the policies, you read the rules and all that. But most men, they're not like this.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, a beta will complain. That's him sabotaging the
Yeah.
relationship.
Well, in response to what you said about a woman who serves a plate, I think that I think the way a man sabotages it and interprets that is not that she's too perfect, she's bringing me my plate. It's more like, why is she trying to smother me? Why is she trying to be my mom?
That
I'm not hungry right now.
that's another
Yeah,
sabotage.
like exactly. Like
She
she's bringing it to you because that's her love language. I want to serve you.
that
There are women like that.
y-
Men want who like self sabotage, like how you said, are not going to be like, well, she's. I think they're going to be like, why she want to give me the? I'm not. She's not my mother. I'm not hungry right now.
yeah,
Stupid things.
and also with that, he's gonna say, why are you doing this?
Mhm.
Why are you trying to be like my mom? He's also gonna
She's like controlling.
yeah, and
Mhm.
then he's also looking at it as um you know she's she's too perfect. Why is she so perfect? You know what I'm saying? Why is she so why is she serving me this way? You're right, the controlling thing, instead of the communication and
Mhm.
understanding each other's love languages. He's now saying, you know this is not like
Because he's
real.
probably uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's with him. So that
Mhm.
he's self-sabotaging it because he's like, women are not doing this.
Right. Or maybe he's never had it before and now he's gonna say instead of seeing it in a positive way, he's gonna turn it around and be like, she's trying to tell me what to do. She's smothering me. She's too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let me
And the
breathe, bitch.
and,
I'll tell you when I'm hungry. Don't bring it to me.
yes, and the clinginess.
Right. He's gonna
The
think she's
clinginess.
clean.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The
It's
clinginess.
awful.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Open your
Yeah.
eyes.
But there should be a standard. Sometimes you got to look at it this way. Me, I like my women to be obsessed with me and clingy, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way that you can tell, knowing that I know psychology, there's a way that you can tell somebody's being excessively clingy and it has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're emotionally damaged.
Right.
You
So
see
they
what I'm saying?
stalk you.
For example, a woman that's like, oh my God, why you don't text me every 2 minutes? You're not putting enough effort
Mm.
and all this other stuff versus her saying, damn, baby, it's just, like I work and it takes me 30 minutes to get home. You see what I'm saying? That's within her. She's not looking at him like, damn, did he make it home okay? Did he eat? Did he wake up this
Mm-hmm.
morning?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
She's making it selfish.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's self-sabotaging also.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I know tons of girls that
So
do
but
that.
that's with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the clinginess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So should women propose to men?
Should women propose to men? I I know I wouldn't propose to a man.
Why?
I mean for a lot of reasons, but I feel like if a man wants to marry you, he'll ask you.
Okay. See, this is what I'm glad you said that. Men choose their counterparts. They choose what the title and how the dynamic is going to be, and they control the temperament and the temperature of the relationship, and they choose who they marry. Now, one of the reasons why I think should women propose to men? No. One of the reasons is because how do you know he really wants you if you do?
Exactly.
Number two, you're gonna have we see who's gonna wear the pants in the relationship. That's number two. And women don't respect those guys. Eventually, she's gonna get tired of it. She's gonna cheat on you. Something's gonna happen.
Mm.
Number three, women manipulate to get the man they really want to marry them because they know that they don't control marriage and they know that they don't pick their husbands.
Like
Let
getting
me give you an
pregnant.
example. And I said this in my audio show back. I said, I think in the men pursue women, women have to, but after that, women have to keep their interest.
Mm.
I said, a woman will manipulate. How is she gonna get the man that she really wants to marry her? Easy.
Get
We've
pregnant.
been to get pregnant. That's one. Number two is gonna be we've been dating for 2 years. Do you have a purpose for dating?
Mm-hmm.
We've been dating for 2 years. Are you gonna put a ring on it? Now, if he's indecisive, this is the manipulation. Ultimatum.
Mm.
If you do not marry me within the next 3 months, if you do not marry me with whatever, if you do not put a ring on it, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's manipulation.
Yeah.
So when she says that to the guy, that guy's gonna have a scarcity mindset. He's gonna run get her ring to shut her up.
Mm-hmm.
Now here it comes. He's like, I don't want to marry you. I'm just gonna give her this ring for 2 more years. Now it's 4 years. She
Mm-hmm.
says, we've been engaged for 2. If you don't marry me again, I'm gone. Now he marries her. See, she got
what
the
she
guy,
wanted.
but ultimately she's setting herself up for failure by
Mm-hmm.
doing that because she's gonna find out the cheating. She's gonna find out this. Oh, why you not being a man? Why you not doing the things we did before we got engaged?
Mm.
You see?
Yeah.
She's setting herself up for failure by doing that. But
Definitely.
that is a woman that can get a man that she wants to marry her.
Yes. Well, it's also that to me when a woman has to either propose or say something like that, like we've been together 2 years, you're either gonna marry me or I'm gonna move on. Like if you this it's the same thing as if you have to check your man's phone or your girl's phone, what are you still doing there? If you have to tell them we've been together 2 years, you're gonna marry me or not, what are you still doing there? You know when that person wants to be with you.
Because at the end of the day, women don't leave men.
Some women do.
Yes, those women that walk away from men are beta males and they're providing shit in the relationship.
Mm.
Reason I say women don't leave men, which is why they give them ultimatums, is because if that's an alpha dominant man and he's providing everything that you want in the relationship, whether it's money, great sex, good love, and all that, women ain't walking away from that because they know that's a rarity. That's a rarity. It's a handful of men that's willing to provide that. That's a rarity. So a woman ain't gonna walk away from what she feels like she can't find elsewhere.
That's
Am I
true.
right or wrong?
That is true.
Okay, so women aren't walking away from men. They only walking away from men and initiating divorce where they feel like that's no longer a man. That's no longer a guy that's providing. That's no longer a guy that's making me feel good in
Got
all
you.
capacities. That's when she's walking away. But women ain't
Not
walking
in the
away from
beginning.
men.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in reverse, she's gonna exercise manipulation and
To
implement
get it.
manipulation and give them an ultimatum so
Mm.
she could still stay. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, that's like you going to that job and you got that CEO position or the manager position and you're making a shitload of money and you're like, I'm gonna be willing to go through this shit because the money, because even though the work is savage, the money makes it
Mm-hmm.
makes you forget it.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
money makes
true.
you forget about it. Now you've elevated and you got that money that you wanted. Can you get another job
Mm-hmm.
like that?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting older. Can you get the same type of job? This is men and women.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
just giving this
No,
analogy.
no, I
Can you
know.
get the same amount of job, the benefits, being the manager and capital?
Mm. That's a tricky one. You know why? Because a lot of times in jobs they want that experience. So that's a tricky answer for me because while in relationships like what you're talking about, you're right. It's harder for older people to find their counterpart when they're older. You know what I mean? But I feel like I stated before, in different stages of your life, you require different things. Like an older person, man or woman,
Mm.
in their 50s, 60s, that no longer has it for whatever reason, they're widower, widow, or just a divorce. They're now what I feel like what they're looking for and what they could have that relationship without the sex involved. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like in different stages of your life, you look for something different.
3 women in my life proposed to me.
Yeah.
3 women in my life proposed to me. 2 of them I turned down, the other I changed the subject.
Really? How did you change the subject?
I
You
just talked about something else.
She
Oh,
didn't say anything?
will you marry me? Will you be my husband? Yeah, so, what's going on with the government? I don't know, like I changed the subject. I disregarded her question and I changed the subject. So I did it to 1. The 2 I turned down flatly. And no, I'm not doing that. Like I knew even back then that it's like you're not rushing me. I'm
Mm.
the one that's making the decision. You're trying to wear the pants now? I knew this.
Mm.
Even back
Oh,
then.
that's how I got you.
You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, even if a man's gonna make you wait 5 years, 10 years, you willing to be there and rock, you gotta ride or die. You
And
gotta wait till
there are women that do that too.
he's ready. Because the other part is manipulation. And if she's willing to do this, what else can she do? You see?
Mm.
Men gotta read in depth.
That's true.
So that's why I'm saying, like, no, stay your role as a feminine woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because the moment you start trying to propose to a man, you're taking the masculine role.
Mm.
It's not right. It's backwards.
So did that turn you off when they proposed to you?
Yes,
Instantly,
because
really?
I
Was it
like
that?
feminine women, not
Mm.
masculine women.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. So do you think women appreciate traditional men? Modern women.
I was about to say I don't think that they do appreciate them because I feel like modern women think traditional men will bring um
Traditional values?
right, but more like they see traditional values as their freedoms getting taken away.
And it's boring.
I guess it's
Yeah.
boring. I
That's
mean,
what
I
I
don't
think.
know. You think that the
That's what I think.
modern okay.
Women in this modern era.
Well, I guess so because if they're thinking that their freedoms are going to be taken away, meaning I can't go out with my friends, I have to be stuck home, then I guess they would
Yeah.
think of it as
You got
boring.
to look at it this way. Most women, not all, because women who, like you were saying earlier, know themselves,
Mm-hmm.
they have inner consciousness, they are in tune with the divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in tune with the divine feminine, it's godly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a godly woman, you are traditional, or at least you appreciate it. So you're gonna appreciate a traditional man,
Mm-hmm.
because these men in this modern era, they're foreign to you. You're
Yes.
not attracted to them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? The social media guys, the beta males, you see what I'm saying? You're not attracted to them
Right.
if you're in your divine feminine. So these type of women are gonna appreciate these type of men. Now, do men appreciate traditional women?
Do men appreciate it?
Modern men, yeah.
No, I don't think I don't think either one appreciate tradition.
Or
Period.
do they want them?
I'm gonna go with no because I don't think they know what that is.
Yeah.
They don't know what that is. So why would they want something like that? They want, a lot of guys that I see on TV or whatever, these new kind of rappers, they like those, those girls that kind of, bark at them and tell them what to do.
Mm,
That like you said in previous shows, there are men just like there are women that like toxic bad boys. They like
mm,
those toxic girls.
yeah. And you know why that is?
No.
Because there are men out there, could be a governor of a state, could be a lawyer, could be a doctor, could be a police officer. I mentioned four dominant, prominent
Roles.
roles
Get out my head. Mm-hmm.
in life. It's stressful being
Mm-hmm.
this way. These same men could go home or hire a dominatrix or a
Mm-hmm.
mistress to dominate them
Mm-hmm.
sexually, physically, whatever it is. Some men pay women to clean their house. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because at that moment, you're your most vulnerable there, and it's therapeutic because you can relinquish the
Yes.
reins. If I was doing this all day making decisions, it's stressful. So if I come home and I don't have to,
Mm-hmm.
so they
It's
might,
like a release.
yes, they might be inclined to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So a man who, like, did you mention rappers or stuff that are
Mm-hmm.
fine with that?
Mm-hmm.
That are doing that, that have to be dominant in their alter ego.
Mm-hmm.
They can have that type of chick because it's like they'll use the excuse as, she grounds me,
Mm-hmm.
she keeps me in check, and I need that.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna say, it's a balance, or it's a stress relief. To each their own.
Right. It could be.
To each their own. But these are beta males.
Mm.
Still, these are real beta males. Only because I don't count how you are in your job. I don't count how you are on the microphone as a rapper or whatever,
Right.
because that's an alter ego,
Right.
where you have to do that to cater and serve other people
Mm-hmm.
and be a certain way. What really matters is how you are in the relationship and society.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's what really matters. So these men are really beta. They
Mm-hmm.
might have an alpha alter ego. They might have an alpha or dominant role in their job,
Mm-hmm.
but in their relationship, they're submissive. They're beta,
Right.
and that's what they really are. That's their real identity.
Mm.
Because being in a relationship, sex, whatever, that is your most vulnerable place. Nobody else is involved in there. So you could
That's
always
true.
share secrets, be a certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right.
So
Like
that's how
pillow
you
talk.
really are.
Mm-hmm.
That's your true colors.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think marriage or life partnership is on the table for modern couples and people?
Okay, now I read that is as do you think marriage or life companionship? It's either
Yeah,
or.
life
Okay.
companionship.
I think it's life companionship for
What
modern
did I
couples
say?
and no, no, no.
Life partnership?
I didn't know if you were combining it. Is it marriage and like together or is it marriage or life
Yeah,
companionship?
it's or.
Right. I think they strive for life companionship, not marriage.
Yeah, because like life companionship, an example could be just a living partner.
Right. You don't have to get
You
married.
don't have to get married.
You guys already have stated they're
Yeah,
the one, blah, blah, blah. You don't have a piece of paper.
yeah.
And I think a lot of people will do that because with that, even though you want to be, I want you to be my life partner. If something goes wrong, there's nothing, it's an easy separation.
Uh,
That's what I think, modern couples today. Because if they did see their parents go through a
uh.
divorce or aunts and uncles, they don't want that whole
I don't.
mess.
Okay, I understand. I get that. From studies, personal studies, I've went out and asked women
Mm-hmm.
this question,
Mm-hmm.
and um, what I believe is I disagree.
Okay.
Because from the women that I've talked to, they said they want to get married.
Well, I definitely
And
think women want
I
to get married.
I agree with you saying life partnership over marriage, because women want to get married all because a lot of women live in a fantasy world. Most of them, not all.
Mhm.
So they think about the Cinderella Disney movies, right?
Mhm.
They want to be like that. Women are followers, right? Oh, they see other friends getting married, their
That's
peers,
Yep. That's
right? So they
exactly why.
want that. That could be a lot of women's end goal,
Mm.
right? So they want that. Um, the reason it isn't is because men are the one choosing their wives. Men are realizing marriage don't favor them
Mm-hmm.
unless you get a prenup.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like a
Mm-hmm.
contract or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I get married, that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
But marriage don't favor men. Automatically, when you make her your wife, she gets 50% of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. That's
So
true.
that's no prenup involved.
Mm-hmm.
Men are starting to realize that. So if you're not getting a traditional man who's already willing to provide, he's not gonna think of marriage
Mm.
because he's already thinking marriage is favoring her.
That's why. That's why I
If I
think
commit
it's
adultery right now,
life
if
companionship.
I cheat, right, she's getting half.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
She can initiate divorce.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like marriage is favoring them, and men are realizing this, and that's why they're not proposing.
Yes.
You see? So the life partnership, I think,
Yeah.
for both parties.
Right. I think so too, but I guess I was thinking more on the lines of the men, because you're right. I know even girlfriends that I have now who, have been in relationships for 10 years, they break up, they meet their, their love of
Yeah.
their life, now they're married, a whole
But
different thing.
I've
But
talked,
men,
yes, I've talked to women in their 30s, 20s, and 40s, and they all said my goal is to get married.
women.
And I don't know if they were trying to impress me or whatever, but that was their
Right.
answer. My goal is to get married. So if women are
I
saying
definitely
this,
think women wants to get married.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But men, a lot of modern men may not, because they know marriage doesn't favor them.
Exactly.
You
I
see?
think that's why. Oh boy.
What gender do you believe is more single in this modern era, men or women, and why?
um.
I think
Okay. I
women.
hate to say,
I
me
think
too. I
women
hate to
more.
say women more, because, and I feel like women put they just make more work for themselves. Like they're too picky, and when they finally get a man that they want, they self-sabotage something crazy.
hmm
That's why I feel like they are. If they would just relax, work on yourself, they
I'm,
wouldn't be so.
I'm gonna tell you two reasons. I'm gonna tell you what I think and what I think is facts.
Okay.
What I think is the reason why there's a lot more single women in this world than there are single men, is because women don't want to be submissive in their relationship. That's my ideologies. Subjective. That's what I think. Right? Because
I'm gonna disagree with that one.
90% of marriages are initiated by women, not men.
Okay.
A man could have a girlfriend and a wife. He's still clearly not leaving you.
Yeah.
So who's the one initiating? It's the woman.
Mhm.
90% of women initiate divorce. Okay.
Okay.
So that's number one. The now this is the facts. This is what I believe is facts. Why more women are single. Why? Easy. Female rap artists, boss bitch, independent, you don't need a man. Da da da. Women are following that.
Mhm.
Oh, you can make your own money and do this. Look, I got a baby, I'm single. Women are following that. Wait a minute. I could be single and make money and be successful, I'm gonna do that. So she'll tell the guy, oh, you were not ready for a kid? Don't worry. Sign over all your rights. I won't
That's
ask you for
true.
child support.
That's
I'll be
true.
single. I'll do it on my own.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's why that's another reason. Another reason, social media conditioning, social constructs, other women are influencing it. Feminists are saying you don't need a man. Feminists are saying you can do it on your own. Boss bitch, right? Feminists are saying this. So other women are following that. That's why a lot of women are single. So the littlest thing a man could do, she could just, walk away, whatever. She won't even ride. Oh, I ain't gonna chase you. You see it memes all the time.
Mhm.
I ain't chasing no nigga or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but I walk fast.
If he's tatted and muscular.
Right.
Yes. But most of these women are following other women, and they're seeing that those women, especially actors and actresses and musical artists, are single and successful.
Right.
And they're like, we're witnessing the result. I can do it too.
Right. But I also feel that those women who are allowing themselves to be swayed in that direction, you can do it by yourself, you don't need anybody. Those are women who are, it's affecting them, or they're taking it more to heart because they have just come out of a relationship that didn't work. And so now they have all that negativity, and they're hearing, they have all that negativity of what happened in that relationship. For whatever reason, he cheated on her, shit didn't work, whatever happened. If it was bad enough and she's hurt enough, then everything that those feminists are saying, the rappers are saying,
Mhm.
she's gonna take it like yup.
Yes.
But deep down inside, she doesn't want that.
That's also because you're right. That's also because of the emotions.
Exactly.
So because women are more jaded than men, I'm not saying men are not jaded, but a majority of women are more jaded than men. That they're gonna carry that on. So they're gonna say, yeah, I don't want to be in a relationship because it's too much heartache and stress.
Right.
Men,
Or
this is
just this fucker fucked me over. Fuck guys. I don't
yes,
care.
yes, the emotions.
Right.
Now, a lot of men are not single because a lot of men are hunters. Men are approaching women. You don't hear women approaching men. Women will approach men through proximity. They'll dress a certain way,
Oh.
be whatever, shake their ass, take half naked pictures on social media. That's how they're flirting with men. That's how they're trying to attract men, being as bait. That's how they're approaching men, through proximity. Could be a woman in a club. She's dressed a certain way. She winks at a guy. She twirls her hair. Come and talk to me. Non-verbal signs. Right? They're not actually gonna physically walk up to a man. Hi, how you doing? What's your name? You see what I'm saying? They're not hunters like that. Men are hunters. So that's another reason why women are more single than men.
Definitely.
You see?
There's a lot of women who will not.
One of the biggest things is the heartbreak, the heartache. But there's still women out there who still want to feel good and have fun. So they might have a fuck buddy. They might have a sexual relationship, but it's they might use, I'm busy. I'm busy, so I don't have time for this. But in the meantime, it's really, I don't want to go through that heartbreak again.
Yes, definitely.
It's always the what ifs in a woman's psyche. You see what I'm
Like,
saying?
what if this doesn't work out also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say women,
We
did?
No, we didn't do
No.
this. Dang.
Let's say women couldn't work in this world.
You love for women not to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it hard. Let's say women couldn't work and they had to only choose one: success and money, or good sex and good dick.
I'm gonna say that in my experience, when I was younger, I always went for good love and great sex, not success and money.
Okay. So
But now that I'm older,
what I believe,
I'm going for success and money.
what I believe,
no, I'm just kidding.
what I believe a lot of women would do is they would choose success and money. Because if women aren't allowed to work, this goes back to the caveman era. This goes back to the 1950s, where women were more traditional. They stayed at home, cooked, clean, catered, right? Took care of the home. Men were the ones that put their life on the line. The men's were the ones that were in these dangerous jobs, fire department, police officers and stuff, right? Making the most money, taking more risk for bigger reward to bring home the bacon. You know what I'm saying? So women would want that more because why? If I can have the love, the great sex, or whatever, the affection, right? I'd rather have the stability. Because especially if I can't work. This is a question if women weren't allowed to work.
Right.
Now, women in this modern era being allowed to work, starting their own company, boss bitch, they're gonna choose the great sex. Why? Because they're gonna say, I got my own money. I got my own bag. I got my own place.
See,
I don't need you to provide finances for me.
I was seeing it in a different way because I feel like younger girls, younger women, right? They want that love. They want their boyfriend to love them and all that. I don't know if at that to me, I feel like younger women will always be like, yeah, but he loves me. If as long as he loves me, we can make our own success and money.
No. Okay, that's your opinion, and you're right based off your opinion. But I'm gonna tell you facts. You want to know what facts are?
Yes.
Younger women who haven't found themselves, younger women who don't have their career, right? You're listening?
I am.
Younger women who aren't established yet. they're pretty much sugar babies. They're like new
Not
era sugar.
all though.
Most of them, because they don't have their career. Older women, it's a rarity where you're gonna find that because older women are established. They got their career, they got their money already, right?
Not all of them.
Most of them.
Okay.
So because they feel that way, they're gonna want the other. They're gonna want the love now.
Mm.
See, what a lot of women
I
don't.
don't know about that one.
Okay,
If they're
that's
gonna, yeah,
fine. That's fine.
definitely.
But what I'm gonna tell you is facts. What a lot of women don't realize is when they choosing their career and to work and to be independent and a boss bitch, you sacrifice the dating.
Mm-hmm.
You sacrifice finding the man. Because now, as a woman gets up in life and ambition and money, the irony about it is she's lowering her value.
Mm.
A woman's value is the fact that she looks good, that she can cook, clean, be submissive, be feminine, and stuff like that. Because why?
Birth
A man's gonna
children.
choose you. A
Mhm.
man's gonna choose you to be his wife or whatever. That's her value, right? That's her
Mhm.
value. So the older she's getting, the
Right.
body decrease. Maybe she got a couple of kids or whatever it is, right? She wants to be single.
Mhm.
She's decreasing her value. She's
Okay.
getting more money. A man that makes a lot of money don't care about a woman that makes a lot of money. Because if he got it, he's gonna want to take care of you. The provider instinct. As an alpha dominant man, that's a provider instinct.
Right, but those types of men are like slim pickings.
Yes, but okay, let's talk about just mediocre guys,
Mm.
regular dudes,
Okay.
average men.
Right.
They still think like this. They're still gonna want to be provided, want to provide for you. A
Mm.
man's not gonna stick around if he feels like he's not being needed.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Most women that got their own bag and stuff like that, they're already talking about we don't need men because they're looking at men as just financial providers. Men can't even satisfy us now. They don't even know the type of buttons to hit. So
That's
we don't
true.
need them for that. We could just get toys. We
That's
could be non-heterosexual now, be lesbian. Because men just can't even satisfy us. So they're not even good in that department. So they're only good for providing
Mm.
because they can't do anything else. So if we could do that for ourselves, this is most modern women, not all of them, but
Mhm.
most modern women's mentality is this. If we could provide for ourselves financially, why do we need men?
Mm.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
Most older women are going to think like this. Now, if you have a younger woman who got her own bag, who got her own start and stuff like that, now she's going to want to find that partner. Now she's
Yeah.
going to want to find that love, but she's still sacrificing that because she can't do both. You have a woman out there in a city near you probably going to nursing school.
Why can't she do both?
Watch, because of this. You got a woman out there in a city near you that's going to nursing school. Doesn't nursing school require a lot of education?
Yeah.
A lot of studying, a
Mhm.
lot of time. You're not going to have time for dating. And if you do, you're not going to be able to put your all in it.
That's true.
Okay? So it might just be sex. It might just be a couple of dates here or there. You're not really going to be able to build something. But she might think she might be able to. No, it's not going to work because now you being outside with him for on a date, now you got to study for a test. You see how she can't have both? If she wants that money and she wants that career, she's going to have to sacrifice something.
Yeah. But isn't that the same for anybody though?
Andrea and I, no, it's not because men can multitask more than women.
I don't know about that.
Men are more decision makers, better decision makers than women.
That I'll give you.
So at the end of the day, even Andrea said that in the audio show.
What?
A woman that strives to be the CEO is going to require more of her.
More
So
for time.
she's going to sacrifice, and this is not verbatim, it's
Mhm.
paraphrasing.
Mhm.
She's going to sacrifice the dating or the relationship that she really wants. Now, if she can get on a job that is not so much where she needs to make a lot of money, now she can have the relationship she wants because
Mhm.
that job is not going to require a lot of her.
Mhm. That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But most women in this modern era, they looking at it as, yo, I gotta be the boss bitch. I gotta get my bag. I gotta do this. They're sacrificing the dating.
Mm. Well, for security.
They're forfeiting, yes, but they're forfeiting this. They don't realize this. And when I speak like this to them, they're like, they don't like to hear it. They don't want to
No,
hear
of
it, but it's
course
the
not.
truth. It's the
Mhm.
truth. They look at it like, no, but I can have my cake and eat it too. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because if you elevate, listen, a woman that is elevating high in her life and she considers herself alpha, guess what type of man she's gonna want?
An alpha?
Yes, she's gonna want a dominant man. She's gonna want a man in her level. If she's aggressive, she's gonna want a man that's more aggressive. Because a man that's like a beta, a submissive, she gonna run all over him, and she knows that.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
knows that.
That's
So
true.
the stronger a woman is, the stronger she wants her man. That's
I
just
agree with
that's
that.
just a reality. If not, she's gonna run all over that guy and disrespect him like crazy. And if a woman disrespects you, everything else is diminishing.
Oh yes.
Because when a woman respects you
There's a
and trusts
whole
you,
different ballgame.
everything else comes. Love, vulnerability, all of that comes
agree.
in with that respect.
I agree. 100%.
So you got to understand that most modern women don't respect men. And I said most, I didn't say all. Most of them don't respect men because they're looking at men like, yo, y'all not even worth for nothing.
I mean, throughout the whole episode, we have, it's they don't respect men because those men are not giving them anything to respect.
And they're not taking their responsibility.
100%.
And they're not holding themselves accountable.
Right.
And they're
On
not
both parts, I
and
feel.
they're not holding their women accountable. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they don't respect them.
Do you have final thoughts?
We have this last one.
Which last one? I thought we just did that one.
No.
The slim pickings?
A lot of women. Do we?
Yeah, you just said it. They sacrifice the dating.
Oh. Okay.
You said
Yeah.
go already. Do you
All
have final thoughts?
Yeah. But go ahead.
You want me to go first? Okay. My final thoughts on if you don't see your boyfriend or girlfriend as potential marriage material, why are you dating them? I feel that I wrote some stuff down while we were reading. I feel like if you know that that person you're with is not your end result, that they're not the ones that you want to be with at the end of everything, then you're blocking your own blessings in the sense that this person now is in your space, in your energy field, and all that. If that person is there, then what's meant for you doesn't have space to come in. And I feel like if you need to release what no longer serves you, whether that is a person, situation, anything like that, you need to release that part so that you can make way for what is supposed to belong to you, for what is supposed to come to you.
Unless it's a poly. They're cool with that.
And yeah, I mean, but that's it. It's not. It's you're releasing that one thing that is no longer serves you, so that you can invite. You release that one thing, maybe two things come for you. You know what I mean? So I feel like you staying with somebody just because you don't want to be by yourself or you're bored or just to pass the time, you're blocking your own blessings in the person that is meant for you to meet. That person could now, because you have this other person that you know is not going to work out, that person's just going to walk on by.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Thank you.
What was the topic? Oh, if you don't see your boyfriend or girlfriend as potential marriage material, then why are you dating them? Okay. So my final thoughts on this is most people are settling. Most people are settling in this era, in this generation, because they don't know themselves. They don't know what they want. It can be an array of things. It can be family that's involved. It can be religion. Oh, I have to get married around a certain time. I got to do this. I got to date this type of woman.
Peer pressure.
Or I got to date this type of man. Peer pressure. Female feminists that are your friends, or males, whatever. You're alpha, maybe they're beta, or you're beta, maybe they're alpha. There's so much pressure. Social constructs, social media, they're making those things the standards. Relationship goals, hashtag vacation. We gotta go on vacation all the time. Look at them. Oh my God, look at that couple. They go on vacation. We gotta go on vacation. Like most men and women, there's an imbalance with masculinity and femininity. They don't know themselves. That's what it comes down to. So everybody's going with the flow. Men, I hold them more accountable because I believe men lead, women follow. So if a woman is telling a man who's her man, yo, look at that couple, they're going on vacation. Why aren't we? That man should already be setting the standard. Stop following other people and stop trying to put the narrative of their relationship to get in this. Don't bring that energy here. Let your friends do whatever they want to do. That doesn't determine our relationship. He sets that law. So for her to abide by and her to follow. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So a lot of it is this is the problem. Men are not leading. They don't know how to lead. Whether they
Mhm.
didn't have father figures in their life, whether they never played sports and had coaches,
Mhm.
mentors and stuff. They weren't around a lot of alpha males to teach them this stuff. They're
Mhm.
just going with the flow. So they're beta. They're very submissive. And it's like at the end of the day, any relationship dynamic, whether it's heterosexual, same way, non-heterosexual, going the other way. There's a dominant and there's a submissive.
Mhm.
There's a masculine and there's a feminine. Even two women that are together, two men that are together, women and men. There's a masculine and there's a feminine.
Mhm.
There cannot be too masculine, there cannot be too feminine because that leads to chaos and destruction.
Mm.
So if men are approaching women submissively and women are approaching men submissively, that's never going to work. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So the reason we have this topic is because people are going with the flow.
Mm.
Nobody's really going on dates asking adequate questions like, what do you bring to the table?
Mm.
If I get married with you today and I have kids, what can you do? Do you have maternal instincts? Can you
Mm.
cook? Can you clean? Are you lazy? No men are asking women these questions, and that's what it is. It's stupid questions like, oh, what's your favorite color? Like, what does
Right.
this have to do if
With
we're gonna be 60 one day, 70 one day?
right.
You see what I'm saying? What if I get hurt one day and I need you to be a nurse?
Right.
Can you provide that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Nobody's asking these questions.
Mm.
When they go on dates, they're asking stupid questions. What's your favorite food?
Mm.
Because nobody knows how to communicate anymore.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Nobody knows how to have a conversation.
Mhm.
So this is what's leading to this. Most people are going with the flow. That's why marriage is not even on the table.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I'm just going with the flow, living in the moment. See, there's no plan.
Mhm. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no plan.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like you were saying, it could be passing the time. Oh, he's good right now. Look at the bad boy, but I don't want to marry him. He's great for a thrill.
Mhm.
Once the nice guy is ready, I'll marry him. So I'll
Mm.
keep the nice guy in the friend zone. There's a woman's mentality. Now a man can be like, I'll be with the hoe, I'll be with the whore, but I do want a good girl to be the mother of my kids.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
I've heard so many guys
But
say
by
that.
him being with that and him passing the time, those women are gonna start to become non-existent
Mm.
because that's a man that doesn't know himself. That's a man that doesn't go into a relationship dynamic being the leader
Mm.
because he's not gonna be able to transition that woman and change her.
The hoe.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or even the good girl. He's just looking for a handout. He's just
Oh,
looking
okay. Like
for,
a
oh,
good time.
I expect the mother
Oh,
of my kids to be traditional.
gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? And he
Gotcha.
might not put those expectations there.
Mhm.
It just might be like, oh, I expect she's gonna do this. I expect she's gonna know this
Right.
without any direction or leadership.
Yep.
You see
And
what I'm
then there's
saying?
another problem. Yep.
Yeah. So that's my final thoughts.
Good
If
final
you don't
thoughts.
see your partner as potential relationship, why are you with them? At the end of the day, people are just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Marriage isn't on the table because men look at it like, yo, it doesn't favor us,
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like me, I'm believing in marriage. And I say that I would do it on one condition. So I'm making it favor me, even though it doesn't
Mm.
by government. It doesn't. But I can make it favor me by making her sign a prenup.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? But men realize this, and that's why it's not on the table. And women realize this also.
I agree.
So that's why it will always be the way it will be.
Mhm.
We're not having the right conversations, and it's like we're not knowing each other. Like men don't know female nature, and women are projecting. Most women, most men don't
Mhm.
know female nature because there are a handful that do. And most women, not all, are projecting their love language
Onto
upon
them.
men. They don't
Mhm.
care how men feel. Oh, you're
Mhm. And a
loyal
lot of
and
them don't
faithful.
even know their own selves, which
Yeah.
is a bigger problem for
So
them.
that's part of the problem.
Yep.
All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned into the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.